I'd like to share 3 ways that you can use your breath to help combat stress this holiday season. First, when you notice that you're in a stressful situation or you feel like you need to intervene, pause in a quiet place if you can and start to notice your breath. What is your breathing pattern? Are you noticing that you're holding your breath and your body's tensing up? Do you have a tendency to breathe in and out through your mouth? Sometimes just by bringing your awareness to your breathing pattern or your breathing style can help you readjust and kind of recalibrate your breathing. So even if you're in a busy room and there's a lot going on, being aware of your breath coming in and out of your nose, and see if you can let that breath be as soft and gentle and quiet as possible. So let's just take a moment and see if we can find a quiet, soft, gentle breath right now. And you can have your eyes opened or closed. Sensing the air coming in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And notice how as soon as you bring your attention to your breath, what else happens in your body? Is there a softening, a settling, a spontaneous relaxation, if you will? And if you feel like you need a little bit more, I like to practice 3D breathing. So you can bring your hands to the side of your ribs, or you can cross your arms in front so your hands wrap around towards the back of your rib cage. And as you breathe in, think of the breath coming into the ribs, expanding your rib cage forward, backwards, and to the side. And then as you exhale, let that soften and relax. So you don't have to do anything on the exhale. Pardon me. Inhale, breathing in through the nose. And exhale, softening. Now, if you can't feel the movement in your ribcage, you could try a couple breaths in and out through your mouth, like this. I'm going to exaggerate it. Now, this doesn't have to be an exaggerated movement. It can be really subtle. So see what you notice. Let's try this for a few breaths. Imagining your breath, or your ribs rather, expanding out as you breathe in. And softening in as you breathe out. See if you can keep the neck, the shoulders, and the chest relatively quiet. So we don't have the whole kind of upper body lifting up on the inhale and lowering on the exhale. We don't want this. We want the breath to kind of come down a little bit lower into the diaphragm, into the ribs. And you can spend as much time on this as you'd like. If it's hard to bring your hands onto your rib cage, you could also use a scarf or a belt, whatever you have handy. It's cold out these days, so maybe a scarf, and you can bring that around and kind of pull it into the side of your ribs and breathe into that strap. So spend a minute or 2 or 3 or 5 or even 10 if you need to. And as you breathe in this way, start to notice how your body responds. Do the stress levels start to come down? Do you start to feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more relaxed? And this gives us an opportunity to go back into whatever situation we are in a state of being a little bit calmer. So come back to it often. The final practice that I'd like to share is alternate nostril breathing. And this may or may not work for some people. It works really well for me, so I'm going to share. If your nostrils are kind of stuffy, you might want to skip this one. So the easiest way to do it is to block one nostril and just take your quiet, soft breaths in and out through one nostril. And maybe counting your breath, so starting off 5, 10, or maybe 15 or 20. You decide what's appropriate for you and based on the time that you have. And then breathing through both nostrils. And then block the other side. So we're not forcing breath through, not taking a big, deep breath, just breathing softly and gently. And then breathing through both sides. So you can repeat that practice each side several times, or we can go into the full Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing. where you use your thumb to block one nostril and your ring finger to block the other nostril, or you can just use both hands. Hand position doesn't really matter. So in the most basic sense, you can follow along with me. We'll block the right nostril, and you're going to inhale through the left side, then block the left, and exhale through the right side. Inhale through the right, block the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, block the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, block right, exhale through the left. And then release, breathing through both sides. So that practice, you can continue it on for as long as you'd like. If any of these practices you start to feel a little bit lightheaded or dizzy, pause, take a break from it, and come back to it again, but maybe do less rounds, and notice if you can let your breath be a little bit softer and a little bit gentler. All right, I hope these practices help. Have a great holiday, and hopefully this will help minimize any stressors or experiences of stress that you're having.